Hello, and what was that? Hey guys, hold on, let me get everybody in. Hey guys, this is our. I don't know why you can't see. That's not. You might have to log in and log back out again.
Hold on. Let me see if I can.
Okay. All right, guys. I don't know what's going on with their other cameras, but hi, welcome in. Once they're ready, I'll add them in. We are doing our fourth podcast on myths, legends, and supernatural creatures. So what we did is we made this little video that you just saw that had like a whole bunch of supernatural creatures. But this one that I made, we're going to try something new. I want to have the picture of whatever we're talking about on the screen. So I want to say welcome in, everyone. Welcome in, Kyle and Yeren. And once I get my phone, because see, it's a black screen. Once this starts working. So I had a couple like cool questions for, and those of you, if you guys are in the lobby, just give me like a thumbs up that I can add you back in. All right, so Chris, Chris is good. All right, and we'll wait for Will to tell us he's all good. So we made this video at here, and I thought it was cool because it shows on the side, and it tells us the questions that we're asking. And I really apologize for my stuffed nose. I have a cold, and we'll just see how it goes.
Colds are rough.
Yeah, I can't get into my video on here, so I'm not sure why I can't get into our video. So I hope it's still up and running. Let's see. That's not the right one. It's got to be this one. Oh, this is not playing. Okay. Yeah, I don't know. I'm going to try to get it on later. So if I miss you coming in. So the first thing that I thought we should all look at is, what is your favorite myth? Because there we go.
It says Will's ready.
Hey, Stacy. Okay, all right, Will is ready. All right, we're all here now. Yay!
I'm ready.
Okay. Yeah. So, like I said, I made this video that we could play during the stream, and it will come up with questions. I put questions in when I wanted to ask them and different pictures so everyone can see a cool visual. But the question is for everyone here and everyone in the chat is, what is your favorite myth? Now, remember, we are not even getting into Greek and Roman mythology yet, because that's a whole nother thing where we could talk for hours. I could talk for hours on Persephone. So we're not even going to talk about them yet. But when we talk about myth, I'm talking about legends, urban legends, and things like that. So what is your favorite myth?
Ooh, that's a good one.
Yeah, it is a good one.
I want to say the legend of Sleepy Hollow.
Ooh, that's a good one. I'll probably go like, Chris is below me on the screen, and we'll go to Stacy and Will, so we're not talking over each other. It's really difficult sometimes when everyone starts talking. So Krista says the legend of Sleepy Hollow. Hey, Stacy, welcome in. What do you think your favorite myth is?
I might have to go with... I'm gonna have to agree with Krista. Sleepy Hollow, because there's actually a town named Sleepy Hollow. Mm-hmm. But we already said Sleepy. But I have to go with Sleepy Hollow, or I forgot that's one they have in Texas. So I have to go with like Sleepy Hollow.
I don't know the one in Texas. Will, what do you think?
Urban legends, right?
Kind of urban legends, myths. Basically, we're not talking about mythology. Okay.
Okay.
So, we're gonna save that for another series.
Okay. I would like to say this is 1800s, sort of so I'm guessing either Spring Hill Jack or Oh, I forgot what the other. Yeah, Spring Hill Jack or Jack the Ripper, because
Jack the Ripper's good. I don't
his
know
name
who
is
Spring
Legend.
Hill Jack is.
Spring
I'll
Hill
have to
Jack.
look
He's
him.
supposed to be like someone that scares people, and he had like springs for to jump higher on rooftops.
I've never heard of that one before. That's interesting. Aaron says
Um,
that he has too many to name. Aaron was now he says UFOs. But are UFOs myths? What? Hi Harper.
if you want,
What's your favorite
if you
myth?
watch, oh, go ahead.
No, Harper's not gonna tell me what her favorite myth is.
Okay, I was going to say, if you want to know about UFOs, Aaron, go to BuzzFeed Unsolved or Supernatural. They have a lot of things. They talk about a lot of things. They do hauntings and ghosts and such.
Yeah, I don't think we're gonna get to ghosts or supernatural during this podcast. I took all the options that a bunch of people gave me, and I made about a list of 10. And I think that's going to be a lot. So I'm from Jersey, so yeah, Jersey Devil is mine.
That's another one for mine too. The Jersey Devil. I like that.
Yeah. So I was just gonna say the quick. I didn't even put him in the thing, but there's a bunch of different things about him. So it says it's a Philadelphia folklore. Sorry, Philadelphia. He's from the Pine Barrens. There's no Pine Barrens in Philadelphia. He's a South Jersey myth. And it's supposed to be a legendary creature from Leeds, New Jersey. Leeds, New Jersey is on the coast, so it's like 2 hours from Philly. The creature is often described as having flying with hooves. And there's a whole bunch of different things. It's like the Leeds family, and he's the 13th child. The Leeds devil. So, yeah. But the Pine Barrens can be very, like, creepy at night at some times. If you were ever, like, I went on a hayride, a bunch of hayrides in the Pine Barrens. They're always like, the Jersey Devil's going to come out and get you. So that's my favorite because that's the one I grew up with. Okay. Here. So that in the chat, everyone said, okay, here we go. A guy said, Aaron said UFOs. What myth, legend do you know the most about? And again, for me, it would be the Jersey Devil because that's the area. But on the flip side, mythology, I know a lot more about that, but definitely the Jersey Devil.
I don't know much. I know somewhat about Legend of Sleepy Hollow, but I'm also from Massachusetts.
Right. So that's like why the Jersey Devil is my favorite.
Yeah. So it's like I live one city over from like the Salem witch trials and stuff.
Right. Wow. That's cool. I would like to visit there. Aaron says Loch Ness Monster, which of course he's from that area. And I would say that Nessie is kind of one of my favorites too, but that's because, like, you know, my ancestors are all Scottish, and it was part of our growing up hearing about Nessie. So it was part of Stacy, what
Nancie's
myth
good,
legend?
I heard about Nancy a lot. Nancy's good.
Nessie, yeah. Well, what myth legend do you know the most about?
Oh, crud. That's a hard one.
I think Stacy's having a hard time staying in her.
I think her signal got weak.
Yeah. As long as my signal doesn't get weak, you can come in, and if anybody in the chat wants to join us, let me know.
There's well, I don't know much about Spring Hill Jack, but I do know about the legend of Jack the Ripper, because his name originally, Jack the Ripper was actually given by the press during that time, and no one caught the guy. No one caught the guy, but before he became Jack the Ripper, he was known as Leather Apron.
That's interesting.
Because they said, one of the witnesses or police report said that he had like an apron that whenever he kills some people, there would be an apron around it, and his, wear his chest like a butcher apron, and he like when he cuts the people. But I've been research. I want to think about researching.
Right back. I gotta go. I'll be right back.
What happened?
She had to go. She's having signal. Well, her signal problems. We're gonna have to do one about Jack the Ripper because I honestly don't know much about Jack the Ripper, and that would be very interesting. Oh, it missed. What happened to my first? Oh, the first one. I pressed play and I missed the first question. This is just for fun because it's Halloween. And a lot of scary movies are based on legends. And we're not even hitting vampires and werewolves tonight because that's so much. But what is your favorite scary movie?
Easy. Scream franchise.
Scream? Okay.
You're going to laugh at mine because it's a tie.
I love scary movies, so...
I'm into the Saw franchise and the Halloween franchise.
Okay.
So, yeah.
Yeren says Friday the 13th. I do like, I have so many.
Yeah.
Oh, The Grudge?
Yeah, not the two grudges with, not the new one, because I don't trust the new one. The two original ones. And on top of that, Vampire and Book Grudge. For somebody who had their brother crowning on them on the first one, but I have to go with The Grudge, not the recent new one.
I don't remember. I remember seeing The Grudge, but it was so long ago, and it had the girl from Buffy, the Vampire Slayer, in it, right?
Oh, yeah.
And it was so long ago. I remember it.
Too, so.
Kyle says Sleepy Hollow.
Sorry.
Will, what is your? You gave your scariest movie, right?
Yeah, it's the Scream franchise. I saw this. I was going to say I saw the Sleepy Hollow thing with Johnny Depp.
See, Sleepy Hollow, I really do love it because I'm a history teacher and it's history and literature all together. So, but I got Jersey Devil. I got to.
Jersey Devil, ain't that a book?
Yes,
Did you guys know that Friday the 13th and Halloween is tied for most horror movies?
I thought that Halloween had more now that they just had that last one.
Nope, next year is going to have the most.
It's 20, right?
No, there's going to be 13 as of next year.
No, I think there's more now.
No, this is including the remakes. There's right now 12.
I think
and Friday the 13th has 12.
The newer Halloween movies are basically sequels to the first one and just ignoring all the other sequels put together.
I know, yeah, I heard that, but I was thought, 12? Okay, all right. I really thought there was 20. I don't know why.
20? Yeah, I looked it up at one point because I was just curious.
So my favorite scary movies. I have a lot. I really like Friday the 13th. It's set in New Jersey in the Pine Barrens. So, and I was a camp counselor. So the first one, when it's at Camp Crystal Lake. Crystal Lake is in New Jersey, and they're on a lake, and I worked that area, so that was very scary. I love Freddy. Krista, I'm with you. The Saw movies. The first Saw. Hold on, Will. Let me finish. The first Saw. When he's in the bathroom, when they're in that bathroom, and the old man gets up, I jumped so high. I was like, "What?" That was so scary. Sorry, Will, go ahead.
Speaking of Nightmare on Elm Street, that's also an urban legend, and Elm Street is real in one state.
Do me a favor, guys. If you see anyone in the chat saying, "Hi, Miss Nancy," don't talk to them. They're my students. So, okay.
I'm not even seeing the chat, so I'm focusing on this.
So, hold on, Ryan. So, I saw this really scary movie this weekend. I don't want to talk about it in front of Ryan. So, Ryan, you need to go. and getting chocolate milk all over me. It is very scary. It was so it's called Midnight Mass. And what it was this pastor was really old and sick, and he went to like Jerusalem or something, and he was attacked by a vampire, and he thought the vampire was an angel. So he took the angel back home with him to his church, and he started like turning everybody into vampires, and they were all like quoting the scripture. And I have to tell you, it hurt my soul as a Christian. Like, it's just some things like, I couldn't mix. And I mean, it was so terrifying, and I had nightmares. So that's my favorite scary movie. All right, so this is that video that I was telling you guys about that I made, and this is the first creature we're going to talk about. It's called the Yeti. Now, I was doing a lot of research on all of it, and I found like the Yeti, Bigfoot, they're all very similar in. So we're going to talk about the Yeti first. And before we start, I'm just going to talk about, so we're talking about legends. Legends are stories in oral tradition and narratives of human actions. They're usually old, and they're believed to be taking place throughout human history. Stacy's back. Legend, so they were passed mouth to mouth. So, like, there's, like, tall tales, like Paul Bunyan. But then there's, like, the Kraken, Loch Ness Monster, Bigfoot, the Yeti. And, like, Robin Hood, stories like that, like, you almost think are real. You know what I mean? Like, Arthur and the Round Table. And so, we took a list of what people wanted to talk about. And I made a list. I tried to fit everything in, but we're probably going to do this type of podcast again. So this first one is called the Yeti. And you see, hold on, let me get you a good picture of him. There we go. So the Yeti is kind of like an abominable snowman. The abominable snowman is just another like name for this.
Well, just
another version. He's just like a snow creature. Sorry. I think I have another picture of him on here. Yeah, see? And some of them, right, like he looks terrifying there, but then like in some things he's very kind and sweet. And I went too far. There's a new movie out called The Yeti, and he's like this like soft, caring creature. So
reminds me of Henry and the Hendersons a little bit.
Yeah, well, that he would be a Bigfoot too.
True. Part of the Bigfoot
I hear a lot of sound in the background.
Hold on. Who's that?
I don't know, but I need to mute. Okay.
Oh.
So I don't know what that was.
Oh. Sorry. Oh.
So. Let me see. Unmute. Okay. Sorry. So yeah, I'm muted. All right. So what do you guys know about the Yeti? You know.
It's this show that I watch called I'm sorry, I'm having stuff going on at home. My brother just got home and everything going on right now.
I know.
I'm sorry for coming in now, but it's a show called it's called Expert. It's a show. It starts Josh Gates, and he actually did 2 hour or 3 hour about the Yeti. He actually went to go find it. They found some footprints and everything, but I think there really is one because of Bigfoot and everything. But I think it really is one, like in the mountains and stuff.
Well, there's so many different versions too. Like so many different cultures have the same story. Like Bigfoot, and there's another one that hold on. I was going to talk about it, but then I was like, I already talked about him. Well, this one is called the Yeti, but then it's also called Bigfoot. The abominable snowman. and it's in so many different areas. So I'm wondering how all these areas came up with this legend from like years ago, and how similar all of them are.
I'm coming.
Oh, big pump panda, he's coming. He's coming. He's got some. He says he's got something to say.
Oh, Papa Panda.
Papa Panda is coming.
I'm coming.
Christy,
I'm sorry, but I'm eating burger. I'm eating my dinner. I'm sorry.
What, Nancy?
My package didn't come. Hold on, I'm gonna mute. I hear my package didn't come yet, so our surprise might have to be for next weekend show.
Sounds like a plan.
Yeah, I wanted it for Halloween, but I didn't get it in time.
Oh,
Sorry,
yeah,
Will.
speaking of Halloween.
You're
It's
in
okay.
you're not in the know.
Okay, as I was saying, the Yeti, I think there were some sites probably around the Himalayas, because if it's in a colder environment, I would prefer like the Himalayas or near Mount Everest.
Well, that's the movie, The Yeti that just came out. I watched it with my kids, and he went to the Himalayas. Like they had to bring. He was in. I think they were in Tokyo. I think Kyle was talking about like when I put the Yeti up. That he said I was thinking about that movie. I want to say they were in China or Japan. I can't remember which one. I can't remember because I wasn't feeling well, and I had one of my migraines. But I was watching it. My kids had it on, and I believe it was. I believe it was. I believe it was China, and they had to like travel through China to get to the Himalayas to bring the Yeti back to his family.
Oh, wow. I think that was that an animation or live action?
As animation, it was really good. It was. I mean, there was a lot more stories to it than just the Yeti, but it made him sweet and caring, and not what we see on the screen right now.
Yeah.
The only thing I've seen of a Yeti is from Masked Singer.
Is there a Yeti on Masked Singer?
There was last season.
Yeah, it was. Who was that anyway? Did they unmask him? Because
I don't know any of those.
Marion.
I don't know any of those people. You know, when they're like, so and so did this and did this and then this and then this and it's so and so. I'm like, it's who?
Yeah, it was Omarion.
Yeah.
I don't even know who that is.
Me
I
neither.
want to say a singer.
Right?
He's
like
a black
I'm like
singer that used to be on B2K. He used to be in a group called B2K.
Okay. Hey, there's Big Papa Panda. All right, so what we're doing, because you just came in, I'm the moderator, so I'm just going down like in the order of people, like their pictures, so we don't start talking over each other. But you know, since you're right next to me,
Panda.
I'm going to probably wind up. I'm probably going to have to mute people while one person is talking, so we don't have a lot of background noise. But Sean had something to say about the Yeti.
Go ahead.
All right. First thing, difference between the Yeti and Bigfoot is Yeti is considered to be a carnivore, whereas the beliefs about Bigfoot is that he might be omnivorous, but probably a herbivore. One of the big differences between Yetis and Bigfoots.
And in the chat, Aaron said that they're exclusive. So I guess they live off their cells, which that's kind of similar to all the other stories I've heard about the other, about Bigfoot and Yeti and Abominable Snowman. Like they're usually off in some area on their own.
Well, also, that you say that, sightings, of course, have been like singling and stuff like that. But people that are into this, the theorists and the crypto biologists and stuff like that, believe they do live in tribes.
I muted myself because you're next to me, so we don't, echo. But that's interesting because I had not heard any. I didn't even know that there were scientists looking into this. So that kind of gives it more credibility if scientists are looking into it.
Yeah. They're things like Bigfoot and the Yeti and stuff. They're called cryptoids, and there's a whole fringe science, cryptobiology that's centered around them creatures like Loch Ness monster, Yeti, um, the creatures like that.
That is very interesting. I mean, it really is. I'm just, like I said, guys, before, I'm sorry. I feel like I have a cold. All right. So our next, here we go. Okay, so this is yokai, and a Japanese yokai. This is a class of a supernatural entities. Basically, it's spirits. And hi, Harper. So it's there's a lot of different things. It says it's calm and attractive, but it's mysterious and superstitious. They're often animal features. Sometimes they're depicted as similar to a turtle. Sometimes they have wings, but they may also appear humanoid in appearance. They can resemble inanimate objects, while others have no shape. It's simply described as a spiritual, supernatural entity. So what's interesting about this is when I got this list, I remember this show. This is the yokai I watch, and they're all Japanese spirits. And if you can see, like, there's a cat. One's I think the guy in the background, he was like some kind of trash can thing. A lion. The guy in the back is supposed to be like an old man. I always thought the guy in the middle, the white guy, I thought he was like an ice cream dollop. But in this show, I don't remember when it was on, the little boy had a watch, and he would collect these spirits, and then he'd take them out and, like,
Did he battle them like Pokemon?
Pretty much. They would help him, and he would try to save them because there's a bad guy trying to collect all of them. But it was really interesting. It reminds me more of Ben 10 with the watch. But it was really interesting. I totally forgot about this cartoon until I started researching for this podcast, and I totally remembered the cat because we had a stuffed cat like him, and I don't know his actual name, but I'm gonna call him the ice cream guy. Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't, Stacy. I did not see that you. Oh, she's gone again. All right. Yeah. So it also says that the new yokai, they're invented. Japanese folk artists and historians explain yokai as personifications of supernatural or unaccountable phenomena to their informants. They basically say that some artists have been like recreating some. So they're like folk tales are purely from their own imagination. Today, several such yokai are mistaken to originate in more traditional folk tale. So there are some that are from folk tale, and I think some of it they're just spirits, and it doesn't say whether they're spirits of. Hey, Darren, welcome in. They don't say they're spirits of like, it's not like the orange cat. He's not a spirit of your cat. He's just a spirit. And but this is what some of them look like in folklore. So the other one was like a cartoon that they used a cartoon. They had to watch, like kind of like a splash. It was almost like a splash machine Pokemon in Ben 10. I actually think this might have been around before Ben 10. I don't remember when I watched it. I just remember that I watched it. When did the anime? The anime. It's not actually coming up when it came out. but it was a while ago. Had to be like, oh, okay. Inuyasha also had a yokai. Yeah, it's definitely it's definitely part of the Japanese culture. These are different creatures and depictions of them.
Those two kind of look like orcs, don't you
Are you
think?
somewhat familiar with?
Oh, yeah,
Nah. So I'll be back
yeah,
a
a
little
little
bit.
bit.
So
Go ahead.
I wasn't actually familiar with them. I am familiar with the cartoon, but I didn't know that that's. I thought it was something the cartoon made up until I started researching it, and they were basing it on actual Japanese folklore. It's kind of interesting. A lot of the stuff is based. A lot of things you have to like look into deep and find out what something is actually based on. So it's really interesting.
They look aggressive.
Um, yes, but what's the thing that they're hitting?
I don't know.
I don't know either.
I think it looks
Like
it looks
look
like a
like-
chicken.
It does not look like a chicken. It looks like some kind of anteater.
Well, it has.
That's like saying snake tastes like chicken.
I've never had
But-
a so.
Oh, in
but I didn't know Inuyasha was a
TMNT3
They
in TMNT3, they did when people in feudal Japan saw the turtles, they thought they were Japanese demons. Kappa.
Yeah, I think that that's Darren. I agree, Darren. I think that the red thing is the yokai, and they're scared of it. They look like they're in costume, and they're hitting this thing.
Mhm.
Yeah, but look at their feet.
Yeah, I know. The feet look
Mhm.
weird, right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. At least it's not Inuyasha, cause that's how I found out. At least it's not Kagome telling Inuyasha sit with a necklace.
Yeah, and he had one too.
I actually have that necklace though, a replica of that necklace somewhere in my room.
And
No, I can believe that.
When I researched,
How many
when I
times I cosplay that
researched
person?
this was the picture that came up as a depiction of them, but it never said which one was which. But I could see the red yokai being attacked by something. I'm not sure what. But
You know, Stacy, your Greek cred is definitely over 9,000.
Well,
right?
well,
Right?
I'm gonna tell you something. I'm a cosplayer, and my friend cosplays as Kagome. So I haven't worn Inuyasha yet, but one time me and my friend was doing something. I don't talk to her no more.
Man, I feel like my Greek cred isn't good enough.
Because I'm a big fan of Inuyasha. So
Stacy's Greek cred is like up here, and we're all down here.
If I had the necklace, if I knew where it was, I'll show you. But my friend, she said when we cosplay these people, we talk about it all the time. Her mom likes it, and every time we talk about her mom tried to tell me to sit. So
Kristen and I are going to cosplay something very soon, but it's a surprise.
Oh, please don't tell me.
Oh, I can't wait.
Let me figure it out.
Okay. All right. So, and a lot of these, I didn't come up with these. This is I'm probably going to say it wrong. Nahual. It's a Mexican shapeshifter. Okay, so in Mesoamerican folklore, so back, Aztec, Inca, Maya time in Mexico, it's pronounced. Oh, I got it. Nahual, right? It's a human being who has the power to shape-shift into a jaguar form. The word nahual, derives from the word. It means the word from nahual. It's an indigenous religious practitioner identified from the Spanish when they came in as they're a magician. The English word is often translated as transforming witch. But translations without a negative connotation include transforming trickster or shapeshifter. Because we thought like transforming witch. If you think about our history, we were talking about we didn't actually really talk about the Salem witch trials, but Krista brought them up. Like we have a very negative view on that as a society. So that's why the one translation is really negative. And hold on, I have some pictures of them.
Since it's Spanish, wouldn't it be a shape-shifting bruja?
I don't know. I've been researching them, and if you look at a lot of old temples,
Well, you said witch, and basically,
right?
bruja's the Spanish word for
Well,
witch.
The Spanish called it a witch or a magician or a witch.
Right, so they would have called it a bruja.
But the native Mesoamerican people did not view it as something negative.
I don't think the Spanish really consider brujas negative the way we consider witches negative.
No, it seems like when they came over historically, they didn't. The only thing they liked about Mexico was gold. So whatever the Mesoamericans were doing outside of that, they thought was primitive. So I don't know if it was like, I wouldn't say anything they did other than having gold would be a positive. I mean, Cortez was an asshole.
Oh yeah.
Could it be some form of lycanthrope?
Maybe, but it only transforms into a jaguar.
Right.
So it could be.
Because when I think shapeshifter, I think being able to assume at least more than one form, but a lycanthrope usually one particular animal form.
Right, and I know okay, it's a book series that was based on True Blood. It was the Southern Vampire Chronicles. They had shapeshifters, and most of them can only turn into one thing. But there were a couple that could turn into other things. Oh, Darren says that it can also turn into a wolf, or sometimes a wolf. I haven't heard that, but I mean, I'm just grazing the surface on a lot of this stuff because there's so much you can talk about. But you can see it carved into a lot of their buildings and temples. And here's another. This would be like one of the Spanish. I don't know who's yelling. Hold on. He has to mute himself when he. All right.
I don't look like no damn jaguar to me.
Right, it's a picture. I'm not sure who drew it, but whoever drew the picture has a negative view of them. And this does not look like. Yeah, I had some. Let me see if there's another one. Nope. I'll have to look for some more. These definitely look like. I'm circling them like you can see my mouse, like I'm in school. They don't. The people in the video look like they are. They don't look like Mesoamericans. They look like
they're killing something to me.
Yeah.
In a way.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely. But it's very interesting, and I'm sure that if we went into depth on one of these creatures, we'd have a whole podcast on one of them. All right, let me see. Okay, so the Yeren is known as the Chinese wild man. The Yeren isn't what's that word you said? Cryptid? Cryptid? So he is a cryptoid ape man reported to inhabit remote mountainous regions of China. Generally described as savage, strong, fast-moving, living in mountain caves, and descending only to raid villages for food or for people to wed or rape. So that's what the Yeren. And I don't know. What do you guys think of what he looks like there?
And the other
Sounds more
show,
like a primitive man, like Neanderthal or
yeah.
one of the other hominids to me than
Mhm.
an actual cryptid.
He looks yeah, like just
This
some
he
kind of
look.
an ape too. Like he doesn't.
It looks like a I want to say ape, like something, but yeah,
Yeah, it doesn't look like what I would think.
yeah.
Kind of also, it's very similar to some of the pictures of Bigfoot. Yeah, there you
Orangutan.
go, Aaron. Aaron and I are on the same page. Bigfoot.
Looks like an orangutan.
Yeah, he's look at the orange coloring.
Well,
Mhm.
just look at the face, the cheeks and stuff.
Mhm. Yeah, he doesn't look like. They kind of think like in some things I read, they think like he's a wild man that lives up in the woods, and you know how like
Uh,
but in the pictures, like it says he comes down to raid for food for people to wed or rape, and I'm like, so is this guy a man? Yeah, that's what he. Let me see if I have another picture of. Some I've got a few picture of. Oh no, some I have a few pictures of. I have a lot more pictures in that video I showed in the beginning, but he doesn't look like he doesn't look uh, like what I would imagine by reading it.
You know, I was just thinking the same thing.
I
I have
know he's
seen
we're on the
videos of.
same wavelength.
I mean,
I have seen
I
videos of
pictured
people
some kind of
over.
hominid, like like I said, a Neanderthal, or something along that lines, versus a ring ape here.
Yeah,
Yeah, I have seen videos like the show that I told you I watched. He will, Josh will have some people send videos and he'll go interview. And one lady said something like this came up to her porch or something. I'm like, I live in a wood area. We just had a couple of bobcats coming in our backyard, our front of our garage. So, but some people got videos of them.
Yeah, growing up, um, we had a panther. I grew up in Florida, and there's at least one panther that lived in the area that I lived in.
Hmm.
At one point, this is before I moved there, but my grandma said that it had gotten on top of the trailer at one point.
wait, a
Scared the shit out
panther
of her. Oh yeah,
in Florida.
yeah, they have black panthers in Florida.
I had no idea.
Yeah.
We got bobcats over here.
Oh, lots of bobcats. Matter of fact,
No
we
idea.
one of our cats got impregnated by a bobcat.
Ooh,
We had some
man.
big
Got one of
kittens
those
after that.
cats, but I can't have them because my mom don't like cats.
I'm not liking my cat right now, but yeah.
But I have seen videos of people like online and seen videos of these kind of people, but they live like some of them are campers, some of them were mountain people. It's just, but
Yeah, Darren, it is. It's another name for it is the Chinese wild man. I just when I was making the little word thing, I just put Yeren in. So this next myth is something that I have never heard of before. It's
Hey, hey, Darren, why ain't you on here? Get your ass on camera, boy.
the
You
legend.
obviously know what we're talking about.
I know, right? The legend of the Indian princess of Lake, and I'm going to say it wrong, Ronkonkoma. Ronkonkoma. Okay, so the myths and legends surrounding this lake will be easily dismissed as silly superstition were it not for the eerie reality. For many decades, someone has drowned in this lake every year. So every year, someone is drowning in this lake. And what the story behind it. For you. Okay, the most prevalent legend is that an Indian princess died at the lake in the mid 1600s. One version of the story is that she was walking across the ice one winter when she met and fell in love with a British. Oh, was it British? It says British. An English woodcutter who lived across the lake. However, her father forbade their relationship. So every 7 days, she would write letters on a piece of bark, row to the middle of the lake, and float the letters across the lake to the man on the other side of the lake. Then, after those years of being kept apart from her love, she rowed to the middle of the lake and stabbed herself to death. That took a Romeo and Juliet twist right there. Okay, there are variations of this particular story, such as that the princess drowned herself after learning about her lover's death, that her body washed up in Connecticut, which ties into the idea that the lake is bottomless and that there are underground channels to other lakes.
Let's get back to the what lake is it? And you said somebody drowns in that lake at least every year. At least one person drowns. So I mean, is there like a riptide? What causes somebody to drown in the lake?
There's a couple of shows about it, but if you were to Google this, there's a lot of news stories. Body of kayaker disappeared on the lake. Man dies in a crash into the lake. So it's not just somebody goes into and drowns. They die other ways.
Do they see the girl? Do they see the princess?
I don't know. They're dead, so I can't ask them.
I got one story about you of that one time. Remind me of what's it called? The Lady of the Lake. Who
that
drowns
does
people.
Right.
Yeah.
And I think I've seen something where the woman would in the lake and she'd walk and she'd take a kid and walk them into the lake. That's the Lady in the Lake, isn't it?
I think so.
But there's a list of people who have died. So, and there's this like flip side to it, that there are rumors that the lake has healing properties. So it's supposedly, look, Aaron, 160 deaths between late 1800s and 1970s. Wow. Supposedly started by a Brooklyn businessman who wanted to capitalize on the lake's appeal as a tourist attraction in the 1900s. The guy even reportedly sold lake juice in small vials and found an old ad promoting the lake as a health resort that cured diseases. So, does it cure diseases, or does the lady come and get you?
I don't know, but I ain't going nowhere swimming near there.
Me either. I can't swim, so I won't be going to that one.
I bet there's sharks. I bet it's sharks eating people.
Yeah, right. The sharks are like, well, I don't know. The one video I watched, it was a news clip from the lake, and it wasn't that long ago, Aaron. It was recent because the car was not that old. That they were driving, and all of a sudden they found their car in the lake. Well, I mean, like rescuers found their car in the lake, and it was like, did the lady like walk out and like, who their car into the lake? I don't know.
Someone needs added back.
Oh, Will needs added back. He's not in there. He's not back yet.
I got a private message that he's back.
Well,
But
he
can I
has the
say?
link. He has to hit the link and come back in.
So if they found these, I got a question. If they found these different, if it's like different lakes, like or if they found under like portals or something, because that's what I could think of.
Right, because they're claiming that there's a couple stories, and one of the stories is that she landed, that she washed up on a where'd she wash up? It was in Connecticut. That she washed up in a lake in Connecticut.
So if she starts on Lake Joel Pool Lake over here, I'm going the other way. And that lake, we have drove past that lake so many times with my family.
Yeah, I can't pronounce it. I can't. I'm really, Aaron. You need to be on these. You know, you don't have to have your camera on. You could just talk. Okay, Will. Yeah, well, you just need to hit the link again. But yeah, I don't know. I'm not going to that lake for sure.
Me either. Well, no.
And I'm kind of afraid to drive. Like, if I needed to go up north, right? I don't even want to drive past it because she's gonna pull you into that lake.
Yeah.
If the Jersey Devil doesn't get you first.
Hey, he and I are good friends. We're good.
Honestly, I want to. No, probably not. Because if I make you go Nancy with me, you're gonna be like, no, Stacy.
No.
So what exactly?
I don't know. I might be like, oh my gosh, it's so cool. Let's go. Let's talk.
I'm talking about the newsy the new Jersey Devil, because I've been hearing about that since middle school. And I'm like, nah. I am my Catholic, so my mom don't want me to bring nothing home.
Yeah, I live in Jersey and I've never seen him.
Oh.
And I know exactly where Leeds Point is. I've been there. I've never seen him. Doesn't mean he's not around somewhere. He's like I don't know. He just looks weird. So, oh, that's interesting, Aaron. Only 3 of the deaths were women. So maybe she's out to get her dad for keeping them apart.
That would be interesting.
Mm.
So an Indian princess of the lake of Renoka.
Yeah.
What the heck?
Let me see if I got a picture.
Renoka now?
Here's this is on painted up there. And that's supposed to be a picture of painting of her. And to see the tear because of the guy. It definitely took a Romeo and Juliet turn there. So Aaron, with the 3 deaths being women, I'm thinking that she's going after her going after them for something. Taking the men out. Ryan,
Now we know. None of the women should go near that way. Sorry, I had to say it.
All right. Okay. Let me see. I don't remember who put. Oh, here, Aaron. Aaron, just for you. It's Nessie.
The Loch Ness monster.
Look, Nessie.
Nancy, I'm definitely gonna go find him.
He tries to do a Scottish accent.
What did you say, Sean?
You tried to do a Scottish accent.
Oh no, that is my Scottish accent.
You tried to do a Scottish accent. I'm Scottish and I don't do a Scottish accent.
Will's like me. Your accent comes out when you get real angry. Come on, mama's from New Orleans and my accent comes out like
right, it's your accent. When I get mad, my New York accent goes out. I start talking and I'll say something, talk or coffee. But not a I don't have a Scottish accent now. My uncle, when I was little, I feel like he was my grandparents had Scottish accents, and I feel like my uncle, he'd be like, let's have a wee cup of tea. But he said it in more like.
Ooh.
But I actually saw a couple of pictures of people took a picture of. They think it's her they think it's Nessie, because I've been following this myth since middle school too, and some pictures I've seen online, some pictures I've seen from the show I watch. They said it's like a head sticking out of their leg or
Yeah.
something.
Wait, I got a picture of her.
Yeah.
And sometimes you see a little head.
Recently, Google thinks they got a good picture of her.
I heard that.
Google
There was
Earth.
a movie.
I
There was a movie in Scotland, and it's like during the First World War, and these kids found an egg, and it was a baby sea monster, like the Loch Ness monster. And you ever seen Water Horse?
Yeah, I've seen the movie.
I don't know what movie.
Oh yeah, I think I know what movie you're talking about.
Yeah, what it is, Nancy, is this old. Yeah, what it is, Nancy, is this old guy talks to this couple that want to see the Loch Ness monster, and they tell and he tells them of the true story of how he met the Loch Ness monster back in World War One or World War Two. I can't remember.
It's a fictional movie. It's a kid movie.
Oh yeah.
I was looking up. It says Google Earth spots the Loch Ness monster. My grandma would be so happy.
Really? Wow.
She would be.
They believe the reason why they don't see it so much is because of the nature of the locks, and them being bottomless, kind of like what we were just talking about the lakes here in Connecticut. Them swimming down in and out into the ocean, back and forth, and so on and so forth.
I'm trying to get the picture of her.
There was also about the lake itself. It goes really, really deep. Not even submarines can go that deep. Like 100.
We were just talking about that with the woman in the lake, the woman of the
lake.
Oh,
sorry.
You might not have been.
No, I wasn't. I was trying to get into.
Can't go that deep. Will, it's just there's so much area to cover, and there's caverns down deep that link the lock to other locks and out into the ocean and so forth.
Right, and that's what you were saying with the legend we were just talking about, how there could have been a lot of different. All right, so let me see if I can. I'll share my screen.
Let's see.
Okay, let me see.
This is true. There's also some South American legends about creatures similar to Nessie.
I'm trying to get this picture larger.
Beyond that Google Earth thing, does anybody remember the last time somebody saw Nessie? I believe it was like late 1960s, 1970s.
I can't make this any bigger. I'm sorry. I was trying.
I don't know either. I know they had an Unsolved Mystery episode about that.
Yeah, they did.
But this is what comes up, and they're saying that this is Nessie. Yeah, I mean,
I've seen the original picture.
Oh, here we go. This is another one.
Oh, I've seen one when I was a kid. I saw the original picture, like the original Nessie sighting.
Right, but this is more exciting than an old picture that could be made up. This is from Google Earth.
Well, that wasn't the original sighting, Will. That just was one of the sightings that they filmed. But like I said, besides the Google Earth thing, it's been a couple decades since there's been a real like Nessie sighting, as far as I'm aware.
It's Nessie.
We're talking about the Loch Ness monster.
Is that what it's called, Nessie?
All right, let me see if this video will show.
Ooh, let's see. Alrighty then.
There's Loch Ness. Okay, so cool.
Oh.
Look. There she is. That's good. That's it. That's her. Now here's another thing, right? Would this be Okay, so like people have been spotting her for a long time. Do we think this is her? Could that be like her granddaughter?
It could be.
Right? Like, or could it be like, I don't know.
It could be. Or her daughter or
Right? I mean, I don't know.
but the way that Josh I can't it's for well, this show, Josh, they actually the host Josh Gate, that's his name. They went to there. It was like was I still in high school when they saw the episode? I think so. And they had like cameras. He went down there. They found a couple of things.
Well, you know what's interesting is we are finding new species all the time. Our technology is improving. We actually found a new planet outside of our solar system just recently. So we're finding out all these new things. And this is just, like Sean said, like it could be her. I remember my grandmother. She died before I was born, but I do remember people saying that she saw Nessie. Now I don't know if that's true or it was just like a family myth, a family thing that they like to say, but it's it doesn't look. I know people are saying that it's a boat, and like they're saying that this is a boat, and that's the wake of the boat. I don't know. It could be. But I mean, how often? I don't know much about the lake. Like, how often do you have boats in a lake like that?
That's off a big ass boat.
For that area, yes. That's what I was trying to say. I'm trying to look at.
Here's some point of thought for everyone. Things like Bigfoot and the Loch Ness monster, cryptoids as I was calling them, sightings in modern time and in the last decade or two versus sightings through the 50s up until the early 80s. There's a lot less now than there was people reporting sightings back the 50s through the early 80s. Why is that, do you wonder?
Huh. I'm trying to formulate some of it I think would be what people are interested in. I think that at a certain point in our history, you know, like when we got like technology and stuff, there are still people out there looking, but I don't think they're outside. I don't think the regular person is outside hiking anymore. I feel sad saying this, but a lot of people are just so into technology that they could be sitting outside. They could be sitting outside on their phone, and Nessie's doing a dance, and they're not looking. They're looking at their phone.
Right. I don't know a whole lot about like Australia and their like their beliefs about like the dream time or whatever they call it or whatnot. Their Aborigines like view on stuff. But here's something that I thought about one time. What if creatures like Bigfoot and Nessie and stuff like that did exist, but they existed because of belief, and as we've grown, like you said, closer to technology, there's less people that believe, so their existence has faltered and they've faded back into dreams versus being in reality because so many people believed at one point.
That makes sense because think about as we study history and we talk about like the moon landing, how many people are so excited, and now how many people don't believe that we landed on the moon, and they're just not interested in exploring.
Yeah, I think there's more people that believe we didn't land on the moon versus people that believe we did.
Yeah.
Now.
And I don't know. I mean, that's another. We could do a whole topic on the moon landing. But I was just saying that we Hold on, let me get this out of here. Bye, Nessie.
I'm sorry, I can't remember. Often.
There's another Nessie. Oh no, pause. Oh, sorry. Back to Nessie. I do share.
Night, Kyle. And yes, Aaron, exactly. If Nessie's real, and from most of the pictures, I kind of think she's some sort of a throwback from prehistoric times.
Now, what do you think about? If you think that, what about the pictures we see of her today? They wouldn't be. The pictures of her today wouldn't be.
I just seen like videos of her, so on TV and stuff. But I don't watch when they talk about her on episode stuff. I don't watch. I'm like, I'm going to change it because it's kind of.
So I have nothing to share, and I think it has to do with like exploring and stuff. It's a little off topic, but like I said, that we have been we find new species every year. We get new technology to go deeper into oceans, and I don't know if I'm gonna get in trouble for sharing this screen, but I said that there was a new planet. Did you hear about this, Sean? Because you always said
just on the outside, just on the other side of Pluto.
Yeah.
I think I didn't hear about this yet.
This is on a different solar system. Completely, it's not in the Milky Way. It's the first planet outside the Milky Way. Let me see if I can hear that sound.
Oh, did they got a good view of? Because they just recently discovered an actual, because Pluto's not a planet anymore.
Sorry, it's Carl Zeus from CNN talking. I hope I don't get in trouble for sharing it, but it's CNN 10, so I use it with my students all the time. I don't think I can. Well, you can't really mute him. He's going to tell you what's going on with this.
And that's a planet being formed. I don't hear anything.
Oh, you don't hear anything? Man, I'm sorry. I have to figure out how to. I'm not sure how to share it and share the audio. Let me see if I can.
Well, just break it down for us.
Okay, so all right, so I'll go back a little bit. So you see here the sun, right? So they have this. I gotta mute. I don't know who it is. I'm gonna mute everybody for a second. Okay, so and my phone's decided to wake up. Okay, so we have this like electromagnetic telescope. And because something about the Earth that we pull electromagnetics back, that we had to put it out into space. So it's out into space, and it was recording. And they're recording this sun that is outside of our solar system. And what they saw, let's see if you can see it on here. You see the planet coming across?
Is the blue sun the sun outside our solar system?
Yeah, this is in our solar system. So so they didn't actually record the planet going across. What they did is, as the planet goes across, they saw a dark. What they recorded was a dark spot that something went across the sun and blocked it from the telescope for a minute. So something has an orbit and something is orbiting around there because it's blocking the sun. You know? Does that make sense? Something is orbiting another sun, and it was between that sun and our telescope.
So what you're saying? This is the first we even though like Alpha Centauri they basically know how many planets are there, but this is the first photographic evidence of planets in another solar system.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of I gotta think of the name.
Because I was a little thrown off when you said new planet. Because they've talked about go to Lex planets, things like that.
Yeah.
But it seems like that's the first real photographic evidence of a planet.
Oh, I know why it wasn't working. I got it. I know what happened. Here you go.
In orbit,
you can
called
hear it
the
now,
Chandra
right?
spacecraft. They put it tens of thousands of miles above our heads because it's an X-ray telescope. This technology enables it to observe really hot parts of the universe, like exploded stars. But because Earth's atmosphere naturally absorbs X-rays, scientists needed to place the $3 billion telescope into space. The Chandra telescope recently helped them detect something in another galaxy, signs of a planet transiting a star. This doesn't mean scientists actually saw the planet or that the telescope actually photographed it. It means that something caused the light from the star to dim a little bit, and that something could be a planet passing between the star and the telescope. Astronomers have seen this before. They've detected thousands of exoplanets orbiting stars outside of our own sun. But this one would be in a galaxy far, far away, known as the Whirlpool Galaxy. It would take 28 million years for light to travel from here to there, and if what they've noticed is indeed a planet, it would be the first one ever detected outside of our own Milky Way galaxy. You keep hearing me say words like detected, might, and could. That's because scientists don't know.
Yeah, so see, it's not, it's further,
I get it. Okay,
yeah.
So
you can explain it better than.
All right, basically, so what they're saying, okay, so the solar system is just one solar system within the Milky Way galaxy. And what they've detected is something outside of our galaxy.
Our galaxy, right. Which I think that's like freaking amazing.
Our galaxy is made of like almost uncountable amount of solar systems. And they've detected something further out that.
Which I think is incredible. So my point was like we're finding new things all the time. So I can't say that like that there's not an area, that there is Nessie living. That she just who knows if Nessie could be a guy. Never know.
So question for you: would you consider that time travel? Because what we seen was a 28 billion euro picture.
Right, because it had by the time it came back to us.
Yeah, when we seen it, that image was already 28 billion years old. Because the light from it took 28 billion years to get here. So if it was detected,
right. So we're seeing the exact. Okay,
we were seeing something 28 billion years ago.
So 28 billion years ago, that planet went across that sun.
Correct. In that position.
Wow.
Exactly.
That's just wow.
Mind-boggling, right?
Yeah. All right. I'm gonna keep going.
And yes, you're correct. I get stuff like that in my like I said, there's
all the time. You message me stuff all the time.
There's actually a believed to be a not a planetoid or a dwarf planet. There's actually believed to be an actual planet. That, what they constitute as a planet versus like what they because they don't consider Pluto a planet anymore or anything.
No, Pluto
on the outside of
Pluto is a planet again.
On the outside of
Pluto's orbit. Further out. It's out further again than like I think the distance between Neptune and Pluto.
Okay, so looks like we keep losing people on the live and they keep coming back in, but we're still here. So our next legend is Mothman. There's the Mothman.
Will, just click on your.
Yeah, I mean, you just have to click. All you have to do is click the link in Messenger. That's it. In West Virginia folklore, the Mothman is a humanoid creature reportedly seen in Point Pleasant.
Hey guys, sorry.
Hi, hold on. We'll just hold on. Let's see. It says from November 15th, 1966 to December 15th, 1967. The first newspaper report was published in Point Pleasant Registry, dated November 16th, 1966. It says couple sees man-sized bird, creature, or something. The national press soon picked up the reports and helped spread the story across the United States. The Mothman was introduced to a wider audience by Gary Barker in 1970 and was later popularized by John Keel in his 1975 book, The Mothman Prophecies, claiming that there were supernatural events related to the sightings and a connection to the collapse of the Silver Bridge. And of course, then they made it into a movie. And now they have a big celebration every year in West Virginia for the Mothman. So what I have is, see, on the bridge they were talking about, and there's Mothman right up top. Yeren says you know this one. What do you know about him? I don't know anything about him. I did not even hear about him or anything.
Oh, really?
Yeah, no idea.
I do.
I heard about him though.
I mean,
Okay,
I don't know a great deal, but
Go ahead, Stacey. I don't know a lot about him.
Let me say something about the Mothman. Then I gotta go because we are shutting down over here in my house. But I heard about it and stuff like that. But I just thought I know he's real. Like they say, he comes with some stuff bad about to happen. But that's all I want to say. I'm going to get ready for bed because I gotta call my nephew before he goes to bed.
And all right. Thank you for joining us.
I'm glad. I really, honestly, let me say this now.
Thank you.
I love
Stacey.
joining y'all. I love joining y'all, and I'm glad I'm part of this podcast. So, but I have to go.
Thank you for joining.
I'll see
we
y'all
love
next
having
time.
you, Stacey.
All right. Bye. Bye, everybody.
Bye.
See you, Stacey.
There we go. All right. So, like I said, I don't know much about Mothman than what I just read. He says, Yeren says he has been at Chernobyl and Fukushima as well. I thought he was just in West Virginia, so I have no idea.
I think that goes along with what the Mothman prophecies, sightings of him foretell disaster. I believe I'm remember correctly, because both of those occasions that you just listed are both nuclear disasters, meltdowns of Chernobyl for sure, and I'm pretty sure that the other one's a nuclear meltdown as well.
Yeah, the West Virginian town that Mothman's based in. I saw there was I saw this on BuzzFeed. I don't know which one it was. I think it was Supernatural. They had they found a statue of it, like a metal-like statue, and it had big wings. There are, and I know that some people try to see us to find the Mothman in the woods, but unfortunately, no luck. Of course.
But this bridge here that they're picturing, didn't it collapse?
Yeah.
Big disaster, like people died and shit.
Yeah. It's the Silver Bridge collapse.
Wow.
I mean, that's a big ass bridge to be collapsing.
Yeah, I'll tell you. I'll tell you about it. It crosses the Ohio River, Point Pleasant, Madison County, West Virginia, and it was a suspension bridge. It collapsed under weight of rush hour traffic, resulting in the death of 46 people. 2 of the victims were never found. Investigation of the wreckage pointed to the cause of the collapse being failure of a single eye bar in the suspension chain due to a small defect. Analysts showed the bridge was carrying much heavier loads than had originally been designed for. Now, that's why, but in the 1970 book Operation Trojan Horse and the 1975 book The Mothman Prophecies, they linked the bridge collapse to the alleged sightings of the Mothman, saying that he was somehow responsible for it collapsing. Now they have this Silver Memorial Bridge, which I'm pretty sure we've driven over this bridge, Sean, on our way to Indiana.
Yeah, every time.
Yeah. So, and it's now.
If you cross that bridge, have you guys?
Bridge? What?
I'm sorry. Continue.
I didn't hear what you said.
When you guys passed that bridge, did you actually guys saw Mothman?
No, but Nancy drives so fast, you barely see anything at all. It's kind of like being in like Star Wars. It's just blurs of light pinpoints.
It's the hyperdrive.
I'm not that bad, but yes, when Sean's in the car, I'm like, God, he drives like Grandpa.
And I'm doing like 80.
Oh wow!
All right, let me see what Yeren says. He is believed to have come to warn of disasters, and his eyeballs are believed to be some sort of mind control. And yes, Sean, Fukushima was a nuclear disaster. Right. In 2011, it was after the earthquake and the tsunami. So you're saying Mothman comes to warn people of a disaster?
Yes, that's the belief about Mothman.
I didn't catch that, but I don't. So yeah, I mean, I guess if you look at this picture, he's like, get off the bridge. I don't know.
I wonder.
And the new Netflix cartoon, Inside Job, he's voiced by that comedian that does King Shark on the Harley show.
Oh
my God!
Now I don't. Who plays King Shark?
That black comedian guy with a real soft voice.
You're asking me the wrong thing. Yes,
Isn't King Shark the one? Isn't King Shark the one that eats the people?
Well, he's a shark.
Well, in Suicide Squad, yes, but not in the Harley Quinn cartoon. Well, he sort of still does.
Yeah, he kind of.
But he's so nice. He apologizes for it afterwards.
And they called him a freaking villain?
Have you not watched the Harley cartoon?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, then you don't.
I heard it's freaking insane.
It is. It's interesting. Okay, let me see.
All right, you just lost some nerd cred there, Will.
What?
I didn't know that Alan Tudyk played Clayface. Ron Funches. He plays so he does King Crab. So you're saying he does the Mothman? Yeah, Mr. Mothman, Inside Job. Is that what you're talking about, Sean?
Yeah, that's what I was just said, yes.
I was looking for it. Yeren says, and is very fast. Even the Mountain Monsters crew have gone after him, and he can create vibrations with his wings.
I see Yeren say cryptid fan as well.
He said what?
I see Yeren and Darren are cryptid fans as well.
Right. Oh, yeah, Yeren, definitely. Darren, I had no idea you got a lot of nerd cred tonight. I really lost some compared to Stacy. Stacy has a lot of nerd cred.
Since this is Halloween freaking Ween, we should have done. Oh God.
We don't want to hear your opinion, Will.
Miss, this is Halloween-ish.
True, I know. If we're talking about cryptids, I know a few.
Here's,
Like,
Oh wait,
here's one of the most famous cryptids of all.
Bigfoot? The Sasquatch? Okay, so I tried to find backgrounds on Canvas, the Canvas app, but all they had was, when I put in trees, were these like palm trees. And okay, so funny story. You know how you get palms on Palm Sunday? Okay, so I'm the only one who gets palms on Palm Sunday, but you get, because Jesus was walking in and they were like, they had the palms and they were like, so I didn't know that the palms that we get in Palm Sunday were actually from palm trees.
cool.
It took me a little bit to like put that together, but I couldn't find anything about I couldn't find any, but here's, this one looks like a,
I think that's from Harry and the Hendersons.
yeah, that's what I thought, that he was from Harry and the Hen. Oh, shoot, I want it back.
Oh, wrong bet.
I know. I think he's from Harry. I think it is. But see, to me, this picture that came up, he looks more like the Yeren.
Well,
Oh.
as I was saying earlier when we were talking about Yeti and stuff, so enthusiasts about this particular classic cryptid believe they're all interlinked.
That's what I was.
Just depending on like what part of the world you're in, you have different stories. Bigfoot's usually the northern like part of the United States, in that heavily forested areas. Down south, you have a creature they call the skunk ape, known for his like horrible smell. Of course, you have the abominable snowman or yeti, and Tibet in that area, and then of course the Yeren, which I didn't know about particularly, but that sounds to be along the same lines. There's also some stories along the East Coast and the Washington, Oregon area of a giant type. I mean, even like larger than Bigfoot. The native tribes there talked about.
So this is only the first series of podcasts of these types that we're doing, Darren. So I have the Wendigo on a list. I have a huge list of things that people gave me to talk about. Aaron, you said, I never knew that. What were you talking about? Yeah, I wanted to go. I mean, I can go completely in depth on the Jersey Devil, but I knew that of all the things we were going to talk about, I didn't have time to put it, all together.
The Wendigo, that's more. I mean, that's another native myth or cryptid, but it's more of a cannibalistic spirit, isn't it, than a creature like Bigfoot?
Yeah.
Well, we were doing all supernatural creatures, so I was just taking I took a list and I broke it down, and then we find more.
Oh, I was just asking Darren. I mean, I don't know a whole lot about Wendigo, and I've seen representations of it where it seems more like Bigfoot, but what I've seen in recent years is that it's more considered a cannibalistic spirit than an actual like creature like Bigfoot. But I could be wrong.
Yeah.
Yes, we're still live.
Oh no! Shh. You see the MISS, Nancy?
Right, but I can reply.
No one's supposed to.
Okay.
Yeah, sorry, no one.
We don't know you.
We don't. So I grew up loving, Harry and the Hendersons, and I just got Bigfoot. And they lived in Washington State in the movie.
You know what pissed me off? Okay, it's been several years, but remember about a decade ago, it was on national news where the guys claimed to have shot and killed Bigfoot and were keeping him in a freezer.
I don't remember that.
Yeah, it was on national news. There was a big thing about it. Anyways, it was debunked. Once they did the DNA testing and stuff like that, it was like dog hair or some bullshit.
Oh, okay, I do remember that. Okay, this is off topic. Do you remember the part in Harry destroys their kitchen and their refrigerator's laying on the floor?
I have not.
The neighbor comes in and she asks for peanut butter, and they're like, "Oh, it's on the shucking shelf." And I was like thinking, how does she know where her peanut butter is? Right? Well, 30 years later, how many people in the house ask me where something is and I give it to them right away? I became the mom from Harry and the Hendersons. I don't know. It really always bothered me when I was little that she knew where the peanut butter was.
It's a true story. You know where everything's at.
Except my glasses.
And thank you, Darren. Thank you, Darren. That's exactly what I thought. When I was younger, though, and it was probably because of Alpha Flight and Marvel Comics, the Wendigo there. I thought of it along the lines of like a Bigfoot type creature, but
I feel like I saw a supernatural episode with a Wendigo in it. And in our roleplay group, Josh had a Wendigo. He had turned into one.
Yeah, that was from Teen Wolf.
Oh, it was from Teen Wolf. Okay, yeah. Well, I remember one of those shows had one. I couldn't remember which, but yeah. So this is Bigfoot. These are the pictures I found of him. El Chupacabra.
El Chupacabras.
El Chupacabra. Literally, Chupacabra in Spanish means goat sucker.
Pablo, come here.
From Spanish, it's a legendary creature in the folklore of parts of the Americas, where it was first reported sightings reported in Puerto Rico in 1995. The name comes from the animal reported vampirism. The chupacabra is said to attack and drink the blood of the livestock, including goats. Goat sucker, you know. Physical descriptions of the creature vary, with some describing it more dog-like, particularly in southwestern United States, while most others describe it reptilian or alien-like, like in Puerto Rico or Latin America. Some report it as being a heavy creature with the size of a small bear, with a row of spines reaching from its neck to the base of its tail. Sightings have been reported in Puerto Rico since 1970, and this creature has been seen reported as far north as Maine and as far south as Chile, and even outside the Americas in countries like Russia and the Philippines. All the reports are anecdotal and have been disregarded as uncorroborated or lacking evidence. Sightings in North Mexico and southern United States have been verified as candidates afflicted by mange. So they're basically saying that it's a dog that has mange, or a dog. And I mean, like, maybe it's a dog that has rabies and mange. According to biologists and wildlife management officials, the chupacabra is an urban legend. Wait, I got a cool picture of the chupacabra.
So what they're saying is it's a jackalope.
What's jackalope?
Another urban legend.
Jackalopes are
it's a jackrabbit with antlers.
Yeah. Okay, I know this. They're basically saying that this thing is a dog that has mange and rabies, and it runs around sucking the blood of goats.
That picture there looks more like a
bat.
Yeah.
Looks like a bat to me. But I think the pictures of it, because it sucks blood, and we always correlate back to vampires, that we made it look like bat-ish.
Yeah,
But you see the things coming out of its back.
I didn't know about the bear size and stuff like that. I'd only ever heard the reptilian description of it. That dog-like reptilian.
Yeah, I've heard the dog-like, and it does make sense to me that that it could be a dog with rabies and mange, because if you're a dog that has been like, if you are some kind of I can't get the word.
Again, I believe it has to do with belief. We no longer believe, so it no longer exists.
Dog, like a stray, and they're hungry and they have mange and they could get rabies, and then let me see if I have another picture of him. This is the bear-like size version of him. And it always has the spikes that come out from the back.
Christ almighty.
Looks like a mutated werewolf.
To me, it looks like a bulldog, like a mutated bulldog.
Like I literally would shit myself.
Me too.
I seen that thing.
Right? Like
I wouldn't. Why would you call that a goat sucker? I'd be like, oh, motherfucker!
Shoot it!
Right? Well, they're terrified, but they're like people. But like the truth. It's not like Bigfoot. Like this thing is scary.
Goat sucker does not describe that.
No, that's not. That sounds like someone that wants to maul you and kill you.
Yeah, it's like demon. It should be like demon dog in Spanish or something, not goat sucker.
Right.
Looks like a little bit like those dogs from those dog-looking things from Ghostbusters, the first one.
Oh yeah, those were gargoyles.
Mixture of gargoyle and dog.
But
I mean, Will's not wrong.
Yeah.
No, I'm sure.
Thing from Ghostbusters, yeah.
Dude, you guys are getting attacked by that in our next D&D campaign. Word.
What are we gonna play?
I don't know, but you're gonna get eaten by that.
No. I'm a sword and shield guy. I played Neverwinter for a living.
You haven't played with us, Will. So I did one time. I got killed by a displacer beast. He kind of looks like he could be a displacer beast.
Yeah, he had a couple tentacles for sure.
Yeah.
Oh, displacer beasts, aren't those the ones that look like panthers, but they have like mini tails?
It looks like this with suckers, and it just tore my whole party up, killed us all. Because the DM, when you make we're total off topic. When you make a game, you're supposed to have it challenging, but you're not supposed to have it like so challenging. So if your character, the spacer beast is what, like a level 5 or 6, 3.
Mm-hmm.
And well, I can see Sean's thinking. He's thinking. But you have so your players, you could have like the creature a level above them, but you can't have them you can't have the creature 5 levels above.
All right, so a displacer beast, one displacer beast would be a challenge for a full party of first or second level characters.
Yep. So first level characters with 2 displacer beasts, we all died.
Yeah, they need you alive. You couldn't hit them. You
couldn't even find them.
Hit them.
By the time I went to hit him here, he was over there hitting me in the back. I was done. We were like done. Krista, I'm so sorry your phone's acting up. I just read that. But yeah, that's it. That's the El Chupacabra.
Okay,
There is one. I believe this is from another. This is the last one I have to talk about before we can like wrap up with whatever. The Boys in the London Tower. Okay, so it's actually the prince. It's called The Boys in the London Tower, but it's the princess. Prince.
Preach to us, Yeren. We know you know this one.
All right, so the boys, then aged 12 and 9, were locked up in the Tower of London and never seen again. In 1674, over 200 years later, 2 skeletons were discovered under the stairs in the tower and reburied in Westminster Abbey. No one has been able to establish whether these were the remains of the princesses. I don't even know. How do you? You got two. You got. I can't speak right now. I'm sorry, but you find two skeletons the same age as the boys. So here's the story. It says that the boys in the tower referred to the apparent murder in England in the 1480s of the deposed King Henry V of England and Richard Shrewsbury, Duke of York. These two brothers were the sons of King Henry IV and Elizabeth Woodville, surviving at the time of their father's death in 1483. When they were 12 and 9 years old, respectively, they were lodged in the Tower of London by their paternal uncle and all-powerful regent, the Duke of Gloucester. This was supposedly in preparation for Edward V's forthcoming coronation. However, before the young king could be crowned, he and his brother were declared illegitimate. Gloucester ascended the throne as Richard III. It is unclear what happened to the boys after the last record sighting of them was in the tower. It is generally assumed that they were murdered, or common hypothesis is that they were killed by Richard III in an attempt to secure his bid for the throne. Their deaths may have occurred sometime in 1483, but apart from their disappearance, the only evidence is circumstantial. I'm not sure why this is a legend, but in 1674, workmen at the tower dug up from under the staircase a wooden box containing two small human skeletons. The bones were widely accepted at the time as the princes. I'm not sure why it's like a legend that they died there, because I mean, I guess we found skeletons, but they're not sure if they are the boys. But I guess. I don't know. I mean, it'd be cool if people saw, like, I haven't read anything about people saying that they saw ghosts of the boys. Or anything like that.
I mean, if you do go to the tower, I think they did say if you go to the Tower of London, you may or may not have seen those two boys.
Oh, let me see.
Maybe in the dungeons, perhaps. I don't know if the dungeons are visitable. Sorry.
Well, they say there's many. Oh. Well, there are tons of ghosts in the Tower of London.
Oh, yeah.
There's many ghosts associated with the Tower of London. Perhaps the most famous, the former Queen Anne Boleyn. She was arrested for treason against her husband, and she was beheaded in a nearby courtyard. So you go to the Tower of London. Apparently, you're going to meet Anne.
Probably her headless body.
Could be. And the princess. And them, yeah, that they haunt the tower too. So not only do you have
a lot of beheadings, they do a lot of hangings,
and the tower is famous for ravens.
Ravens,
good. I want to go.
How is it, Yeren? You know so much about American myths, and not about a myth that's like right around the corner
from your neck in the woods.
Well, he's British, right?
Yeah.
Right, that's what he said, right? Yeren said, wouldn't Anne Boleyn been carrying her head? Like, she could have it?
That would be interesting.
Or like, Sir Head, you know, like, maybe her head's, like, on, and she goes, wait, hold on, I'll show you. Boop. Like Sir Headless Nick in Harry Potter, but she.
Oh yeah, like this.
Oh Lord, have mercy.
Well, we're talking about the two boys who died and who disappeared in the Tower of London.
And then they found the body of some skeletons.
Right, but they're saying that, but like the idea is the tower is haunted by them, but it's also haunted by. The claim is it's also haunted by Anne Boleyn, who was beheaded. You know, because
I wonder if Mary Queen of Scots was executed there.
I don't know, because the king thought that the woman just. We all know, right, that the man's sperm decides the sex of the baby. So it was all his fault.
Oh, whose fault?
Oh, we're talking about King Henry.
Henry VIII.
Henry VIII.
I am King Henry VIII. I am.
Yeah, him. And how he, he divorced his first wife, he beheaded Anne, then Jane Seymour died, then he divorced the next one, beheaded the next one, and then the last one survived him.
Hey, Yeren, why are so many kings in British history cocksuckers?
There's a reason why we revolted, I guess. According to the legend, if the ravens leave the Tower of London, all London will collapse.
So I just seen something on this recently, and the population of ravens have dropped drastically in the last decade.
Oh,
No, I love ravens.
Nancy,
Yes,
I don't know if you know this, but I don't know if it's either one. In Scotland, if you see a raven or a crow, I don't know which one, it says that death is coming.
Probably a raven.
That's popular myth across the wherever.
Yeah.
I've seen many crows. I've never seen a raven just like hanging out. You know what I mean?
I don't know which one it was.
Ravens are huge.
Ravens are huge, but crows are smaller.
They're still pretty damn big.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. I mean, we get a lot of crows here, but I never saw.
Okay, like a raven's wingspan is 15 to 17 inches. Like when they. But I can't tell you if I've ever seen a raven. And maybe I thought they were crows. Let me see. I don't know.
Maybe
ravens are larger than crows.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but I don't know. I don't know.
But I do like that picture with London Bridge. That's awesome.
Yeah, I don't.
London Bridge is falling down, falling down, falling down. London Bridge is falling down. You're supposed to finish that.
Oh, here you go. I'm going to share this so you can see what I'm looking at right now. Okay, so you see like the big one on the side? That's a raven. The little one there, that's a crow. So see like the beak is longer, the wingspan.
Oh, I see a difference now.
It says ravens are West North America, Northeast in the mountains. And crows are widespread across. I mean, I've definitely seen crows. West North America, Northeast. Well, I mean, so they're both around where I am. But
I see.
I've seen more crows, definitely some more crows than ravens. I don't know, Sean, have you ever just seen a crow flying around? Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like I've definitely seen crows, but I don't know if I've ever seen a raven. Anyway. Oh, I'm sorry. This is my stop sharing. You don't need to see my notes.
I can't even read them, so.
Oh, so this is the boys. Hold on. That's another depiction of the boys. Okay.
Oh, and there's Tower of London.
Yes. So there are tons more things that we can cover, and so many more things that we could talk about.
Oh yes.
And I just say NFL myths and legends because we'll be doing more of these in the future. We'll talk about other myths and other legends. Feel free to PM me if you want to join the show. PM me different things you want to talk about. We are still working on what we're going to do in 2 weeks. We have a list of, I believe we were deciding between Doctor Who, Star Wars, and Star Trek to talk about. So I'm not sure which one we decided, but this is only part 1 of our myths, legends, and supernatural creatures. We'll be going more in depth on some other areas. And we'll also go into Greek mythology and Roman mythology at some point. Probably do something where we breeze over, like an overview of them and then go into depth. Maybe we talk about a couple of different gods and goddesses or creatures at one point.
Oh, and demigod hero.
I love mythology. I don't know. Damn it. I'm not talking about Percy Jackson when I'm talking about Greek mythology.
No. There's more. No, there's more than just Percy Jackson. There's Hercules. There's Achilles.
I know.
Yeah.
I definitely could talk a lot about Persephone.
Oh, speaking of Persephone, I was going to tell you. Persephone has a Roman name.
Well,
I think I know.
They're different. They're like different counterparts. So I don't know if it's her.
Depends. The Romans called her Persephone or Persephenia or whatever.
We'll have to look it up because they're different.
I know.
Your Romans have different gods. Greeks have different gods, and then Norwegian. So it's different. So I'll have to look it up more. But yeah, Darren, I love mythology too. So we'll have to talk a little about that also. Next Friday, we're going to be streaming a game. We're going to possibly do DC Universe Online. We're streaming with Sean and Kyle Fleshman, and myself will be playing DC Universe Online. I just it's on Steam, and it's cross platforms. So once I make my character this week, we are all able to play together. So we're all going to stream DC Universe Online.
And we got to figure out how that works too.
Yeah, and then
can I make a request that we all play villains?
Oh, you all want to play villains? I want to make Nessie, so I'm gonna have to turn her into a villain. Well, I can make a villain of her, and I can make a hero of her. Do they have an in between category?
No.
Thanks. All right, so that's what we're gonna do next Friday. Tomorrow night at 6:00 is Creed Elite Wrestling, so come join us for that. And thank you for hanging out with us, talking, and totally geeking out with us. Thank you for everyone who has joined in the chat. Again, if you want to join us in any of these, please just give me a PM me. If you are interested in Creed Elite Wrestling, that'd be more Sean. I do a lot of tech, as much tech stuff as I can, especially try to get the podcasts in order. Thank you for joining. Going to hopefully raid somebody if somebody is on. So thank you and have a great night.
See ya.
In my video.
Mm-hmm.